Hello and welcome to Buzz Talk. Here we talk about business analysis from different perspectives and how to continuously evolve in the profession while keeping yourself sane. Your hosts are Sophie
and Anna.
And today we would like to talk about mentoring. Many organizations, especially outsourcing organizations that we have experience with, have such a feature, I would say, or nice service that is called mentoring. Mentoring is aimed at helping your colleagues, peers to grow and learn and improve together with you. So anyone in the organization who feels like they need some support or some knowledge sharing can request a mentor. And today we would like to share our experiences of being a mentor, being a mentee, and also discuss the cases where mentoring is needed or maybe when it's not really required. So all of that and more we will discuss in today's episode. To start with, let's maybe share our experience of being a mentor or a mentee. Anna, would you like to start?
Oh my god! I have a different experience. I've been a mentee once, and it was not a good experience. Maybe that makes me a better mentor. On the other hand, as of now, I had about 15 mentees.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
That's quite a lot. And that's I have some mentees within our company, some mentees even out of the company, which is also quite interesting because some of them were business analysts or were somehow related to business analysis, for instance, quality assurance engineers and so on, who want just to switch to business analysis profession. And on the other hand, when you're working with the people who has zero experience in business analysis and zero experience in IT, it's completely different experience and it's kind of a completely different mentoring plan. So that's interesting. One thing I'd like to say in the first place that no matter actually of your background, it's up to you to understand if you need a mentor or not. Because honestly, you can gain the knowledge about business analysis by yourself because there is a lot of the resources. But if you need, if you feel a need that you would like to have some more guidance, someone who can give you a direction or check what you are doing actually and recommend maybe some different approach, that's the way when you need it to take a mentorship program or something like that.
Yeah, I would agree. And I'm very impressed with the amount of mentees you have, to be honest. That's a huge amount and very big work to actually share your knowledge and help others, which is very, very nice. I also had experience of being a mentor and a mentee. I've been a mentee twice. So my first mentor was actually Anna, which is quite, nice. And now we're here together. So yeah, Anna was a really great mentor, I must say, because I always remember our time spent together on the mentoring sessions, and I always tried to incorporate the way Anna approached mentoring in my way of teaching others, because she always were super prepared with a lot of interesting practical cases and a lot of homework. So that was intense and very useful. I also had another mentor after that, and to be honest, I cannot even remember what we've done during the mentoring sessions because it wasn't structured and organized, and I cannot say that I had any value from that. So yeah, my experience as a mentee, I had one great experience and one I cannot say bad, but I just don't think I got any results because I cannot even remember what it was about. So also I've been a mentor for other people, but I haven't had as much mentees as Anna, even close. I think I had 3 or 4. Cannot remember for sure, but all of those people were people who haven't worked in business analysis yet, and they just wanted to enter or start in the profession. So that is quite a challenge to teach someone who has zero experience or background. But there is a standardized, I would say, approach, because for the basis you need to at least read several books and know certain techniques, and that's good to start with. Yeah, so my approach would be pretty standardized. But when it comes, for example, to mentoring someone of my level, or maybe in the domain that I'm in, so I don't have this experience yet, that's why I cannot say much about it. So maybe, so we already mentioned one type of mentoring. That was my experience. This is for someone who is not in the profession. We're talking about business analysis now. So not BA, who wants to become a BA. Maybe, Anna, what was other types of mentoring that you've experienced? Because I'm sure among the 15 people, there were different cases.
Okay, yeah. So that was not like, I would differentiate this non-BA to BA. Also kind of classification, because there is like non-BA people who are working in IT and wanna switch the profession to business analysis, and someone who do not work in IT at all and do not have experience in business analysis and just wanna enter the profession, enter the IT world and whatsoever. So that's a completely different story. Another thing that I've been quite a lot working with the people who would like to move to the level up, either from junior to middle or from middle to the senior. So that was the most people I'm working with, doing this kind of preparation for the level up. And I know also the other cases, where you are trying to help the person just with the current work. Just know the level up, know know this switching between roles, but just to ensure that the person works on the level it's stated. Basically, that's the thing. That other than that, I think, I don't know, cases.
Yeah, I would agree that those are pretty much the most common ones. So when I was a mentee, I was Anna. I actually was preparing for the level up from middle level to senior level. And one of the things that I remember the most is in the end of our mentorship, Anna made me conducted a simulation of the actual assessment process. So she was asking me a lot of questions, but what was very nice and different from the actual assessment process, she was giving me a feedback. So she would say, oh, this, you said, you answered great on this question, but this question, you could also say this and this. And that was it was so valuable for me, because when I actually went to the real assessment, I felt like I already lived through that, so I already been there and I felt much more confident. So for people who really prepare for the level up, it's actually a good decision to request a mentor, but someone who would really give you some value, right? So you need to know who you want to choose as a mentor as well. What are the cases when you don't really need a mentor, in your opinion?
Okay, I would be a bit maybe a distractor here, because you said that for level up you need to take a mentor if you want to succeed in the assessment and so on. Honestly, I've never taken a mentor for a level up. Never. For me, it was I do a lot of preparation on my own, and I ask just some colleagues who already there, some questions, and maybe giving me a bit of the direction. It was rather some kind of consulting or something like that. But I don't think that you really need a mentoring for going for the level up.
Okay, so I agree that you don't need mentor for level up in 100% of the cases. Of course, sometimes you might feel ready and already like a next level, you just need to go and pass that assessment, especially if you're like not do a lot of studying and preparation on your own. And also it probably depends on the level. So when you're a little bit more junior, junior or middle, you actually seek more guidance. But as more senior you get, the less, I think, guidance you require. You probably need more inspiration or consulting, as Anna mentioned, but not really like babysitting and telling someone telling you what to do step by step. So I like when I was preparing for the senior level, I felt that I actually needed that guidance. But now, as I'm a senior and I'm preparing to the lead, for example, level, I tend to find myself a role models that I just see how they work, how they act on the projects, how they act in their professional life, and I'm taking a bit of good that I like in them for myself. So I'm just learning from the people I interact, I get chance to meet during my professional work and life. Yes, and I will just go and ask questions, as Anna mentioned, or ask for some advice or guidance, but not really sitting with me and spending so much time with me and telling me what to do. And also people that I really consider my role models, I highly doubt that they will have time to mentor me, to be honest. And that's another little problem why mentoring might not work in some cases.
Yeah. Speaking about role models, like actually for me, for my development, the role models that I've built over like maybe a couple of years was in the beginning of my career makes a lot of difference, because those role models still like stick in my head, and like I really try to works towards that direction to be there like those people are, because like I can still consider them best of the best in their area, because like they continuously evolve and you just try to keep with their path. Like, okay, like you're doing that, like maybe I will do that the same at some point of time. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And actually find people who can be your role model is also quite important, and maybe equally important as having a mentor. And on the other thing, like there might be some downside in having such a perfect role model. For me, for instance, like I built that role model, and it makes me so hard to find someone who I would consider a good mentor for myself, because of that role model. Because like, okay, like I usually tend to measure like everyone who I would like to be my mentor to that role model, and if there is a huge gap there, like nah, like this person cannot be my mentor because it won't work, just won't work. Like, and actually when I mentioned that I have not a really good experience with the mentor, that was that case, because I already had that role model. Even though I was just a middle business analyst, I cannot consider that business analyst good enough for me. Like, so that's, yeah, you see, like there is like kind of some things that make you think about if you really want to have a mentor, or you just really need to build a role model.
Yeah, I totally agree. So your mentor kind of should be as at least good as your role model, right? To be
Yes.
inspiring you, and for you to want actually to listen to them, to their advice, and do what they suggest you to do. Yeah, I agree, totally agree with you. And I would say that for me personally, it's also very hard to find that person. And it took me actually a lot of time to meet people who I really consider so good that I want to be as good as them someday, so someone who really inspires me and I look up to. So it doesn't come easier for me. Maybe for some people it's easier, but for me definitely not. And I'm very happy that I work in a very big and global organization where I have chance to interact with people from different countries, different backgrounds, different levels of seniority, and that gives me chance to meet such inspiring people.
I would just agree. Like nothing to add from my side.
Yeah. So whenever you consider taking or requesting a mentorship please weigh in all those pros and cons. Really determine if you want a mentor, or you just want a one-time advice, or you just want someone to sit with you one time, as Anna did with me in the end of our mentoring, just to maybe simulate your exam or certification or assessment you're preparing to. Maybe it's only a one-time exercise that's needed, because everyone's time is very valuable, and you need to go to the mentor with the exact request, what you want to learn and what value they can bring to you. So yeah, those are the good questions to think about before considering some mentoring. And also, it's very important to say, because Anna shares so much, for example, her time and knowledge with other people. It's very nice if you're already on the level where you can share with someone your knowledge. Please do, because it's very rewarding and it's very fulfilling. Sometimes you might think you don't have time for this because you're so busy and everyone wants something from you, but it's a really, really rewarding experience. So yeah, also don't hesitate to be a mentor.
One another thing I just want to add, the last one, I promise, is that if you are applying for the mentorship program as a mentee, consider that your input will be really valuable. Like, it's not the mentor who teaches you. The mentor is giving you advice, giving you some perspective, giving you real life cases which you might not have experienced yet. But like all the theory that you need to learn it by yourself. And if you expect that the mentor will come to you and will tell you exactly what's written in the book, then you do not apply for mentorship. Do not waste the person's time. I really beg for you for that. Do not do that. Really try to think over what you need and learn by yourself the things that you might take from Google, or like a book, or like some YouTube resources or whatsoever. And yeah, and if you like the topic, click the like button, leave your comment, and share with your friends, and let us know what do you think about it.
Yeah, thank you for being with us.
Experience, and if you been a mentor, if you was a mentee, or like how it was it good, was it bad, like what would you do differently in all of those cases.
Thank you, and see you in the next episodes. Bye.
Okay, bye.